cut my toys into pieces. This is my next custom. Welcome to another exciting episode of Shock and Awe Toy Reviews Useless Articulation, starring Toast and Berg and a peanut gallery of thousands, and Wilson hopefully is not dead in a plane crash, because that would be sad.
Car crash, because he hasn't left yet.
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So I bought a McFarlane monitor off of a guy on a Facebook group, all right?
Okay.
And
Talk to me, Goose.
I took him apart. I was going to repaint him. And...
Anti-monitor or monitor?
Monitor.
Okay.
And I was working on the cape, right? So I masked off the pink cape.
Okay.
So that I could spray the gold, the shoulder pads.
Sure.
Prime it in black, so that I could then go over it in gold.
Yeah.
And there was a gap in the tape, so I got black on the pink. And I've tried like 5 or 6 different things, 6 methods of paint removal. None of them have worked.
Why wouldn't you just repaint over it?
Because I'd have to redo all of the pink. So if I could just remove the black, it's small, it's splotches.
Okay.
There's a couple of splotches of black, and I'm like, I could just remove this. There are methods. None of them have worked.
Oh dear.
So, like distilled vinegar, nail polish remover, WD-40, somebody said. There's a paste of water and baking soda.
Did you try isopropyl
Yes.
alcohol, like
Yes.
90%
Yep.
solution, or
We got 99%.
okay?
I
That
tried.
didn't work. Huh.
So, I've been sort of agitated. I'm kind of down, and I just like it feels like for every custom, at some point in the process, I fuck it up.
I know that feeling.
And just like I just want something to work, and there's the oatmeal. The oatmeal has a character called the Blurch, who's primarily for running.
Okay.
But he's this gremlin that sort of floats beside you as you run and just talks shit. So that you mentally just break down.
Sure.
You're like, why the hell am I running? Running sucks.
Huh.
I feel like I have a Blurch for customs, and it just talks shit at me all the time. And it just like, it's annoying.
You need to watch Shock and Awe Toy Reviews has a Frankenstein figure that is immaculate. And then you need to watch our friend's channel that has the other version.
I think... Wait, let me think about this. Did I fuck up Frankenstein? I don't think I did.
You didn't fuck up my Frankenstein.
So there... Well, that you know of.
But you were able to fix it.
Right.
See...
Because that's the thing, is...
You can fuck things up if you fix them.
Yes.
You just haven't gotten the fix yet.
Right. I know. It's at a point, and I'm like...
Why don't you make it a plaid monitor?
There are still ways forward. It's just like, when it happens, I'm just like... It just sucks.
I don't want to share your pain, but I don't know if you've ever heard of me talking about 3D printing. Because I think I saw the other day that I have 390 models on Tinkercad.
That's a lot.
And I couldn't tell you how many of those have actually printed. But not a single one has ever printed right the first time. And it's almost always some form of math that I write it down, I do the math, I put it in the machine, it looks right, and it prints out, and I'm like, where did I do the math wrong?
So this might be a conversation for later, when you've traveled down this path a bit more.
Yes.
But you're moving away from getting your stuff printed for you.
Yes.
Into doing your own printing.
Yes.
At which point you're going to need the structural support and that sort of thing.
So I now have access to my own 3D printer.
Yes.
Which is amazing. And
but you now have to do some of the things that have been done for you.
So Basically, it comes with a slicer program that you hit that button and it does the hard part of making supports for you.
There's an F7.
There's an F7.
Nice.
Now, the problem is, after it prints out and you remove said structure, there's an F35 through 70 that certain other printing companies do you to smooth it out and make it look really nice that I haven't got to yet.
Like the cleaning.
The cleaning.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Okay. So you're not there yet.
No, I could share with the class. Maybe we'll put it up here. We have printed an amazing screw-on head.
Oh.
Head.
Okay.
To prove the concept of my amazing screw-on head 3D printed figure.
Did you start with E-wings or whatever those were?
No.
Okay. Not yet.
We printed the little boat thing, which I already forgot what the little boat thing that everybody is like, print this thing. And then my buddy, he got extra spools of the filament. He printed himself a case to hold the filament. So that came out amazing.
Okay.
I've seen pictures of it.
That's
I haven't
good.
actually. So and because we're insane, we have a color printer that can do multiple colors. So it's 2 colors, but he printed a case.
Wow. Okay.
And then he printed a Thor hammer based on Mike Mignola's Thor.
Scale?
6-inch. I printed one from Shapeways, and it's amazing. But he wanted something that we knew printed out and was okay, because some of my prints haven't been printed because they keep failing at Shapeways.
Okay.
So I sent him that, and he printed my Thor hammer out, and it failed.
Oh.
Well, like it printed, but we learned he's still learning the programs. So like it automatically prints it hollow and puts infill in it.
Okay.
Basically, it could print it solid, but the default setting is to make it hollow and just put a crisscross lattice piece. And I didn't know that.
Okay.
So the piece that I made for the handle is too thin to have a hole in it. So you have to change the settings around. So we did that, and he printed 2 or 3 of those, and they failed.
Oh.
Or they didn't fail. They printed, but like they're so brittle in the handle, it breaks.
Okay.
We know how to fix that now because it's only been 5 days.
It's a process. It's a process.
So I have an amazing screw-on head that I'm going to see on Saturday. That the neck peg broke because it did the same thing again, so it wasn't solid enough. But I have a very rough, amazing screw-on head, and then
I'm familiar with broken neck pegs.
yes. Depending upon how much we can get printed between filming this on Wednesday and seeing him on Saturday, I may have some things to review.
Okay.
Depending upon whether my math is good or not. Chris Star spoilers. And I asked him how much did that cost, and the Thor hammer, which cost $5 to print plus shipping, if you were to get it, cost him 14 cents roughly.
It's amazing.
So but it failed.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of steps that Shapeways does in between.
But you could fail 100 times.
Yes. So that's the cool 3D printing news. So that part of my life may explode again.
Okay.
Is exploding. So that's cool.
Fingers crossed, because
Fingers crossed.
you've done 300, which is more than I imagined.
Oh, I designed so many things that I've never printed. I have a custom Joker Gotham by Gaslight figure.
Oh.
Before Mezco made one, and I made teeth for him so that he could have messed up crooked teeth on Shapeway or on
Wow.
Tinkercad. So yeah,
Wow.
I have issues.
All right.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
Transition.
Speaking of broken toys, NECA.
I wanted to talk about NECA.
Yes, sir.
Question 1.
Yes.
Have you gotten Elkhorn yet?
As of this filming, he is sitting at our DeKalb store.
Okay.
And I will have him next Tuesday. Funny story. A week or 2 ago, I said, hey, they got any update on when Elkhorn's shipping? And he's like, no.
Because the Channel Awesome guy had him like 2 months ago.
Yes, and I mentioned, oh, well, he had his in like end of December, January. Oh, well, let me shoot them an email, see what's going on. It turned out that order somehow never got placed.
Oh.
And NECA just happened to have the two cases that we ordered sitting there in stock, so they shipped them. So they arrived yesterday.
That's a good outcome.
Yes, it's amazing outcome. But so yeah, we'll have Elkhorn. We just turned in orders for Krampus and the clown from the Krampus movie. If you watched the horror, the big, not the independent one, but the big one that came out a couple years ago by the guy who did Trick or Treat. I can't remember his name. But we just turned in orders for that. And we just turned in orders for Christopher Lee Dracula.
Yes.
Super stoked. He looks so good. I'm so they NECA. I need Van Helsing now. 1000%. It needs to come with the candles for his own so he can make the cross. Thank you.
My question with NECA.
Yes.
So Hammer was shown yesterday as of this recording, but the topic was really dates back a couple of weeks when you were talking about Alien.
Right.
And specifically Romulus.
Yes.
And in this room you said that NECA via directive can only make Alien Predator based on media?
Correct. So there has to be, and I don't know if we're allowed to be sharing this, but whatever.
Oops.
Well, it's common knowledge.
Okay.
But basically,
Public secret.
Sony, Disney said you can't make new product unless there is a tie-in to promote, like you need a media tie-in. So they stopped making aliens that they, like we could have had aliens all this time, but they want a big tentpole alien thing so they can promote aliens. So basically there's a new alien movie coming out, so they're allowed to put out alien toys again. So we're getting alien Romulus toys.
Okay.
And until there's a big tentpole Predator movie, we probably won't get too many Predator movies. And if you look at it, while it took forever, we did get the Prey Predator.
Yes.
But we never got the girl Predator, or not the girl from Prey.
Was that ever
No, but
in the cards?
But like,
yeah,
she's an awesome character. She's a toy addict character.
she deserves. I mean, she's deserving.
Yeah.
But like, it's not like a prototype was shown and just
and
she got
we're
shelved.
finally getting the bare blood-soaked Predator.
Right.
Which, like, that should have come out a while ago, and I don't know why it's finally coming out, but like, it's very apparent because they were doing so good with the Kenner tribute figures, and they were doing Fireteam toy figures, and just and then it just all stopped.
Right. So that was sort of. I had questions about NECA, like what was going on with Alien Predator, how we weren't getting much, how it seems like they're doing more accessory sets.
So those accessory sets
Elm
are
Street
old stuff.
now?
Those are old things that they're re-releasing.
But I thought the Universal Monster stuff was new.
Yes, but the Elm Street set is old.
Old?
The Friday the 13th set is old. They're re-releasing them.
I thought they were new. I thought it was sort of a continuation of the Universal Monster stuff into other licenses.
No.
Then I'm just wrong.
Well, there you go. Those are new prints or new releases of old stuff.
And then the third leg of this stool is I'm not hearing or seeing much of the movie Turtles that were Walmart exclusive, and I don't know. I don't know if they're just shifting.
The Turtles license has always confused me. Like, nobody can figure that because, like, NECA can do these guys, Playmates can do these guys, Super 7 can do these guys until Playmates does them, and then they change like that. That I have no idea how that.
They're still obviously doing Turtles, but the focus seems to be on Last Ronin recently.
Yes. So, my guess that is licensing-ish more than anything.
I don't know. I didn't know if, like, it... Outside idiot perspective, I'm like, is NECA in trouble? What's going on over there?
I know the Alien and Predator thing was, especially the Predator part, was 100%, not 100, but totally because of rights. Because the Marvel Predator book was delayed a year while they cleared up the rights.
True, yes.
So I know that. So I know there is a directive out there that you... And they stopped making...
She could get a figure.
She could get a figure.
Probably won't.
Probably not. We should have had another Friday the 13th figure, but that got all messed up, so maybe there'll be more of those. NECA should totally... I keep telling them to get the Halloween, but...
We're like 2 months away from San Diego, I think, at this point, so we're probably just in that period where there's no announcements.
Yeah, well, their announcements are things we already knew were in the pipeline. We knew there was a Christopher Lee Hammer.
Yeah.
And they showed him. They just revealed the new version of Elvira that's in a rainbow dress that supports some good cause. There's the Christmas version of TV Chucky. So yeah, they showed us Krampus, or they mentioned Krampus a long time ago. Now so. San Diego is right around the corner.
So it's probably nothing. I'm just reading tea leaves incorrectly.
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully. What do I know? I'm just some guy. Some guy who talks toys.
Some guy in a shirt.
Some guy in a shirt who's got an itchy mustache. It's very annoying. Yeah. So yeah. But I'm getting Elkhorn, which is awesome. I'm
next week review.
I'll have him next Tuesday for a review. Yeah.
Speaking of DeKalb.
Yes.
Dark Empire.
Star Wars Dark Empire.
Yes.
So.
And a conversation you had in a car with two other people about how many times you'd reread
Dark Empire. So, So Dark Empire. This Star Wars Dark Empire came out in the late 80s, early 90s. I can't remember the exact.
Sure.
Right around there. And the reason it came up is because they were supposed to reveal the new Haslab for the Vintage Collection Star Wars wave, or whatever. Because we know there's a Vintage Collection Haslab coming. And they were going to tell us by May the 4th. And then they announced like May 2nd, no, that's got pushed off. So why the three of us were in the car traveling to C2E2 instead of, talking like men and oh man, politics sucks, we're coming up with stupid Haslabs. And my buddy wants Dark Empire. There's giant machines that Thrawn makes in Dark Empire that release little tiny TIE fighters. And he, that's what he wants. And so we were talking about Dark Empire, and he was describing the actual panel where you first see these things. And I didn't remember it at all. My other buddy remembered it, but not to the exact detail. And so it came up how many times if you reread Dark Empire. And the guy who wants the toys said 20 or 30 times he's reread it. And he goes, how many times have you read it? And he said 7 or 8.
Okay.
Or I asked them how many times, and that, those are the numbers. And there was kind of this pause.
Yep.
And I'm in my head I'm aren't they going to ask me? And then one of them actually are you waiting for us to ask you? And I go, yeah. So I read the first one, loved it, read the second one. I'm not sure if I finished the second one, and I'm not even sure if I own the third part of Dark Empire. So
just awkward silence after that?
Yes, there was just this pause, because I was the one kind of how many times have you... And then it was just not that it was awkward, but it was just a natural... There was just a pause. I was in my head, I'm aren't they going to go, what about you, contestant number 3? And they just... But we got there. And that leads into your thing about how many times do you reread comics?
I think you and I are in the same boat, which is not often.
No.
I'm in a personal project of reading things that I've never read or reading things that I have not read in a long time in an effort to clean up my room.
Sure.
To whittle down the library before I buy new stuff and fill it up again.
Sure.
So that's, like, for me, once. For a lot of books, I'm rereading them for the first time now.
So, I'll make up a number. 99% of my collection, I have read once.
When you bought it.
When I bought it, or when I got, like, that falls to the bottom of the read pile because there's stuff I want to read. Like, I don't care. Like, Wolverine's okay, but I don't need to read Wolverine. But then eventually I'll read them all. So, the amount of times I've gone back and read something is infinitesimal. Like, I have read The Ballad of Beta Ray Bill, which is one of my favorite comics of all time, maybe 3 times, possibly 4. My favorite comic of all time is Thor 362. And I've read that maybe 7 or 8 times.
Okay.
Because I read it when I first got it. I read it again when I mentioned to somebody else. It's like, this is my favorite comic. And I did a review of it and then somebody asked me to do a Rick and Morty drawing, if I want to do a Rick and Morty drawing for their Rick and Morty thing. So I copied my favorite panel of Walter Simonson's Scourge fighting the guys, and then I made it into Rick and Morty fighting clones of Morty. And no one has ever noticed that's what I stole. And I never finished it to give it to that, so only,
okay,
select few. And then I read it one more time because they did like a $1 book version of it when Scourge, or True Believers, when Scourge was going to be in the Thor movie. So I guess that's 5 times. 4 or 5 times.
But you rewatch movies.
I do rewatch movies.
See, I'm sort of universal. I'll watch movies and TV shows once, rarely rewatch unless I really like it. Farscape is up there.
So I've probably seen Evil Dead 2 like 25, 30 times. And I've probably seen Jaws more because, well, I don't actually own Jaws. Anytime I find Jaws on TV, I just stop and watch Jaws because it's just,
sure.
It's one of those movies, it's universally known as one of the greatest movies. So I just watch Jaws, but I never actually bought Jaws.
Oh.
So, like,
the physical media guy?
The physical media guy has never actually bought Jaws on DVD or Blu-ray.
That's great.
Right?
You're blowing my mind right now.
Now, I don't watch a lot of things over again, but like my wife likes to watch things again. So like we're rewatching Supernatural.
Oof.
So I have never finished Supernatural, so my hope is...
I say oof because it's 15 seasons.
We're on season 9.
Okay.
And I stopped around season 12. So I have 3 seasons that I haven't seen.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to get there, and I can't remember every other episode.
Sure.
But she can, and it's fun to try and see who can remember the episode first. But like we were rewatch Bones because Bones is one of her favorite shows of all time.
Okay.
And so basically the whole reason we watch shows is like she works night shift, so she gets home late at night and is starving. So if I'm up, we'll hang out, have a charcuterie board because we're cool.
Nice.
Oh, she makes great charcuterie boards or whatever. Is that, I don't know how to pronounce that.
Charcuterie?
It's beef and cheese.
Yeah.
Grapes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So we do that.
I'm all in.
She has an adult beverage. I might have an adult beverage.
Nice.
We rewatch shows. But yeah, the amount of times I've watched part of Jaws, or at least Jaws from when I catch it to the end, is insane. Like, I'm obsessed with it, but yeah, I don't own it, so there you go. And Evil Dead 2, I made it a point to watch it once a year.
Okay.
Because I've always said it's my favorite movie, and I still think it is my favorite movie, and then we get into arguments about like, well, it's not the greatest movie. I'm like, well, to me it is. Like,
Favorite doesn't have to be the greatest.
Right, but we get in all these dumb arguments.
We can have a Toy of the Year, Thunderstrike.
Yes.
I'm okay with this.
But yeah. And I want to rewatch Scrubs because
it's a good show.
I love Scrubs, but we're trying to watch. The plan is to finish Supernatural and then watch new shows.
Oh, okay.
So like we watched 3 or 4 episodes until she falls asleep. So it's super fun. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's weird.
I'm always looking for new stuff.
I have so much new stuff and old stuff. Like I still have to watch Punisher season 2 from Netflix.
It's a good one.
Maybe, and Daredevil season 3.
Don't bother.
Yeah, but like I wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just too much. There's too much. There's too many toys. Don't have enough time. Too many comics. Way too many comics that I want to read. And yes, I do actually read comics. I'll admit it. Just nowhere near what I purport at times, and sometimes more than I purport at times. I'm just a liar. And I have a terrible memory at times, which used to be not the truth.
Same boat.
Jetfire. Did you guys know Sting is in Dune?
We should probably wrap it up because John is quietly trying to pack up.
Oh, yes. But yeah, do you have any questions for us?
We'll have to save Avatar for next time.
Oh man, yeah, I'm on season 3 of Avatar. Let's go.
Your daughter's rewatch.
My daughter. Oh my god.
4th time.
At least the 4th time. It's probably the 5th time through Avatar.
But your first.
My first.
Next time.
Found out my wife fell asleep through a lot of Avatar, and she's getting in more and more trouble now. It's good. It's good. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. If you made it this far, good on you.